Hello everyone, thank you for joining me for another collective reading. This reading will be for the general audience, and I'm going to be interpreting the energies that are surrounding you guys. What important messages or message does the collective need to hear from spirit, archangels, divine messengers, spirit guides? What important message do we have for the collective who's watching this reading? Important message, please. What do they need to know? Move forward. Experience the grace of who you truly are. Make a change. Welcome change into your life. So some of you guys could be stagnant, stuck. There could be some indolence, passivity. I don't want to say contentment, but there could be a fear of making change. There could be some inertia here. You could be drifting along. So even if you're staying still, you're still moving. It's just that you're not in control of your movements. You're being controlled by or guided by or moved by the currents of life. So you're being influenced by external circumstances and situations. You've lost control of your life in a sense. There's stagnancy here. Welcome change into your life and moving forward. Changing and moving forward. There's a fear of releasing the past, potentially, or you could still be like stuck on a past situation, a breakup, a job loss, financial loss, the loss of an ideal or stability. You've become indolent, stagnant, complacent, stubborn, resistant. This is fear. You're afraid here of moving forward. You don't want to leave yourself behind. There's a part of yourself that you have to detach from or disconnect from in order to do this, and you're afraid of letting go of that part of yourself because it's familiar to you. Even though it doesn't fit you anymore, it's like wearing a dress that's too small, but the dress is so pretty. And it reminds you of like how thin you used to be in high school or in college, but it no longer fits your body. Your body has changed. So some of you guys have changed so radically or drastically over the past several years or months that your old life doesn't fit you anymore. But you're afraid of what's beyond the unknown. You're afraid of what's beyond your, what's familiar to you. You're afraid of losing your bearings. With this make a change card here, we see all these straight lines, these trees that represent, it looks like trees to me, or a forest. But it's like you're rooted in something. This could be like some sort of conditioning or belief system that you have to detach from or to let go of in order to move forward. This is a really drastic shift. I think this is being this is initiated by the Pluto transit moving into Aquarius. You are no longer who you were 16 years ago. I think you believe you are, even if your circumstances look the same. You could be in the same relationship, live in the same home, work at the same job. You have changed drastically. And you're aware of it now. It's almost like you're waking up to this reality that no longer fits you. It was once comfortable for you for some reason, or this idea, this belief system was comfortable for you. It's almost like someone who had a certain goal, objective, or path in life, and they stuck to it. They may or may not have accomplished this goal, but they're still attached to the idea of what that goal represented for them. A sense of normalcy, a sense of predictability, safety, security. Someone had devised a plan for you or a path for you. The someone could be society, it could be your parents, it could be conditioning, it could be, the economy, it could be government, but you were pretty much aligned with a goal, a lifestyle, or objective that you've outgrown at this point. And I think it doesn't fit anymore. It's like waking up in the same house that you've been in for 16 years and not feeling like you're at home. You don't feel like you're at home anymore. Even if you've been in the same home or the same relationship or the same job, you don't feel like this is a good fit for you anymore, whatever this is. It's almost like a portal has opened up for you consciously. Everything is exactly the same as it was the day before, but you have changed so much that it looks different. The world looks different today. So now you're feeling compelled to move forward with your life and to make some necessary changes. Making a change and moving forward. This is cardinal energy or mutable energy. You guys could be like a fixed sign. Or Pluto is like on one of your angular houses. It's transiting through one of your angular houses if you are like a fixed sign. Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio. The first, 4th, 7th, or 10th houses. It could be transiting to these houses, but there's like a change and forward motion. You guys could have been feeling inert or like stagnant for a long time, but comfortable and rooted and grounded. But you woke up this morning or yesterday or last week and felt like you were in a whole different world. And now you're ready to move forward, or getting ready to move forward. Spirit guides, please continue this message for the collective. Archangels and spirit guides, please continue this message for the collective. They're moving forward and making a change. We have the Two of Swords, peace. This is like making a difficult decision, a catch-22. I think you've had to do that. The catch-22 is you walking away from something that is familiar to you to go towards the unknown. But the familiarity is making you uncomfortable now. It doesn't fit you anymore. It's like you're trying to go back to the 3rd grade and you're 19 years old. You've already graduated from whatever this stage is. And so the universe is waiting for you to step forward. It hasn't pushed you forward. It's like, okay, you may have ignored the signs that this cycle was over. You could have lost relationships. You could have changed jobs or careers. Like some drastic change could have happened to you on an emotional level, personal level, psychological level, financial, whatever, on some level. And instead of you saying, okay, this is an opportunity for me to change course, you stayed put, hoping that what was lost would resurrect itself and rebuild itself. It's done. You have permission to walk away from this, to leave this all behind into a whole new future for yourself. It's almost like opening up a portal here. Like some sort of quantum leap or change in consciousness. The 5 of Cups. Loss of pleasure. Yeah, this is feeling like things can't get any better, regretting the past. This is Scorpio energy. Mars in Scorpio. I feel like it's like you're holding on to what was, hoping that it would come back to you. hoping it would resurrect itself, whether it's a job or a relationship or a family situation or a lifestyle or your youth. That's already done with. It's over. And you have been stuck here, like looking at a dead soil. The ground has been raised, burned, salted. Nothing is going to grow in this space ever again. You've learned the lessons you needed to learn in this experience, and now you have permission to move forward. But you're not focused on that. You're trying to like will this back into existence. Almost like you're trying to reconstitute something. You're trying to recreate something or make something what it once was, and it's never going to be that. You have permission to move forward. It's okay. You're not going to be in trouble. The Lovers. This is Gemini energy. Yeah, a love relationship may have ended, but I think that the end of this relationship also changed your worldview. It affected you in many different ways, not just emotionally, but maybe financially, spiritually, psychologically. You've changed because of this relationship. The lessons have been learned. This person's not coming back. It's okay to move forward. Some of you guys are like lamenting or mourning over the end of the relationship to hold on to this person's energy because you're afraid of being alone. So even if they're not with you, the idea of them is keeping you company. But now you've woken up to the reality of like, life can get better. I don't have to be miserable. I don't have to suffer like this. You could be going through depression, and now you're making a choice to step into the future and move forward. The Lovers is Gemini energy. Mercury is currently retrograde in Sagittarius. Jupiter is in Gemini. So there's a mutual receptivity between Mercury and Jupiter. There's a renewed sense of optimism for your future. You're now open to new possibilities, new experiences, new beginnings, new chances, a second chance at life here. You were stuck here for quite a while, a long time. Stuck in this depression, indolence, inertia, sadness, anxiety, paranoia, remorse, sorrow, these very low vibrational energies for a long time. And something's waking you up. Something or someone or just you. It could just be just the transits with Jupiter opposite Mercury. We do have a full moon in Gemini as well, conjunct Jupiter. This is like renewed emotional experiences or renewed optimism. The moon conjunct Jupiter is like someone who's like really optimistic about their love life, their relationships, getting their emotional needs met. This is someone who has a very philosophical way of looking at things. They don't see loss as a bad thing or a deficit. They see it as an opportunity for something new. Moon in Jupiter or moon in Sagittarius natives, like they have this eternal optimism about life. Things may suck, but now I have an opportunity to do something different, to plant new seeds, to have new emotional experiences, to learn something new. I think you guys were stuck in the past for so long that you forgot about that. You forgot about how good life could be or how good life was before you met this person or before whatever this situation was happened. This could just be age and time. Age. Now you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. People are dying. Like the future may have looked grim for a while because it seems like things are just disappearing from your life. But now you're choosing to be the source of your own happiness. You're not looking for other people to make you happy with their vibes or their company or their conversation. You're taking the bull by the horns yourself, and you are taking control of your life. You're not allowing the currents to move you anymore. You're taking control of your own ship, or you're mooring your own ship. You don't want to feel like this anymore. You want to feel good. Yeah, Princess of Wands, Page of Wands, fiery energy. This could be a person. This could be you. And this is the strife card, Five of Wands. So you could have gotten an argument with a female Princess of Wands, or Page of Wands. This is a messenger. This is someone who is kind of young or immature. They're a bit petulant or impatient. There could have been conflict with this person. Or this could be your inner child too. You reconnecting with your inner child. I was going to mention this pentagram being inverted here, and now it's upright. You are fighting for your life, for your happiness, for your passion. You're getting that back. You're choosing to take power. You're choosing to be optimistic and to have hope. You're choosing to take charge of your own life and not wait for someone else to give you permission to do what you want to do with your own life. We have the Five of Cups to the Five of Wands. You have been fighting yourself about this, fighting your conditioning, fighting your own thoughts, your own insecurities. Maybe you're afraid of other people's reactions to you doing this. You're afraid of being judged. This looks like Aries energy, but it's not necessarily. Afraid of being judged, there is a female line in the background here. Leo energy. This is like your inner child. Five of Wands, strife. This is Saturn, I believe, in Leo. Yeah, your inner child. 5 and 5 representing Mercury. Mercury represents children, but also represents the way we think and the way we communicate. I mentioned the Mercury-Jupiter opposition. Your current circumstances were just a matter of perspective. Your perspective has changed. It went from being very negative, pessimistic, downtrodden, bitter, remorseful, to I would say more ebullient, more optimistic, more passionate, more confident. You're looking forward to the future now. At one point, you couldn't even see the future. You couldn't even visualize it. At one point, you could not even visualize a future for yourself. You couldn't even see it. You were focused on these 3 cups. You're looking at the ground. All you saw was like death or loss or what was or the ending. Now you're looking up and these flames are like reigniting your passion, your confidence, your virility, your creativity. This is your inner child waking back up or reawakening in some way. Lovers. When we're children, we don't really think about love in a romantic sense until we hit puberty for the most part. So as children, the love we have is more pure or unconditional. It's like for our parents or our hobbies or our favorite foods or, our siblings. It's that kind of pure, unconditional love that's not based on another person's receptivity to that love. So if you don't love me, then I can't love you anymore. Or if you don't love me the way I love you, then I'm not lovable, right? That conditional, transactional thing, you're getting at that space where now you're not going to allow this situation or this person to make you feel like you're not lovable or good enough or worthy of happiness because you're not with them or they disappointed you in some way. Somebody made you feel you were worthless in some way, or not made you feel that way. A relationship could have triggered feelings of unworthiness and insecurity that has crushed your self-esteem. It's crushed your ego. It's crushed your creativity, your confidence. Kind of reminds me of Whitney Houston before she passed away. When she was with Bobby Brown and she first met him, she was so in love with him that, I won't say it improved her singing, but you could see the joy that she had in her life for being with him and her singing and her voice. When they got divorced and when they broke up, her voice declined, not just because of like the drugs and the smoking, but also because she was depressed. Her heart was broken. And when your heart is broken, you're not as creative. You don't have as much optimism or joy or love in your heart to, I don't know, to I don't want to say manifest, but to visualize a future for yourself. And you're doing that now. This is your energy. You're making a choice to change your perspective. Mercury opposite Jupiter. New moon conjunct Jupiter. It's a new like emotional experience or an emotional awakening. Feeling emotionally liberated from the past. Like, wait a minute. I'm miserable because of something that I can't change, or something that wasn't good for me anyway, or something that's long gone or long past. That doesn't make any sense. It's like you're going to have some sort of epiphany or wake up call that whatever you are mourning, it's not worth all that. It wasn't worth all of this turmoil or pain or torment. You were punishing yourself. And now you're turning this pentagram upright. You're fighting for yourself now. You're fighting for your future. The Queen of Swords, yeah. Logic, rationality, objectivity. Being clear-minded and focused. Going from the loss of pleasure to the Queen of Swords. It's like, again, this is a matter of perspective. The Queen of Swords is Libra energy, typically. It is the sun in Libra. But it could also be any air sign. Pluto is in Aquarius currently. It could be an Aquarius, could be a Gemini, could be a Libra. This is Gemini energy too. So this is like you seeing things for what they are, the reality of what they are, not what you felt like they were based on your feelings and your emotions and the fallout and like this depression. It's like you're clearing out the weeds. You're cutting down all this waste or this fog or refuse or this mess, these messy emotions that have kept you entangled to the past, like vines or weeds or something. You're cutting down these vines and weeds, these trees that have kept you locked into an old paradigm. I don't think anything radical has happened recently or drastic has happened recently. I think this transit of Pluto and Aquarius has opened up your consciousness, but also this Mercury Jupiter opposition is also activating something within you psychologically that is liberating you from, the 10 of Swords, ruin. Something ended in the past. So there was a loss. But I think this 10 of Swords looks something similar to this make a change situation. I think this is self-initiated. You're doing this. You are doing this. It's almost like you were depressed and sad, and then this spark of inspiration was ignited within you. Wait a minute. What is going on here? I want to be happy. And now you're cutting away at all that old baggage. You see these swords look like these vertical trees here. They look similar, but not the same. So you are like, the 10 of Swords represents an ending of something. You've changed your perspective about a situation. And now you can walk away from it. Here, your perspective hadn't changed. So you were being asked to make a change. Welcome changes to your life. So these are like deeply rooted trees that are like intertwined or enmeshed or like really rooted in the ground, hard to uproot. You're uprooting these trees or cutting them down, not because of someone else per se. This situation ended a long time ago. Something ended a while ago. It'd been ended. But I think you were at the 9 of Swords for a long time. And now you're at the 10. This Queen of Swords is adding that 10th sword to this. You're walking away from something energetically. The situation ended months ago or years ago, but you were still holding on to it, to the idea of what it was. And now you've finally ended the situation by changing your perspective about what it was or who it was you were dealing with and how it's affecting your quality of life. Clarify the loss of pleasure, please, and the Lovers for the collective. Loss of pleasure and the Lovers. Earthly power. This is the Emperor energy, a male, Aries, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant sign. And the Six of Pentacles, material success. You were giving your power away to somebody, or this Emperor had taken your power from you in some sense. This person had a negative impact on your finances, or this situation had a negative impact on your money. Like you felt you lost your power, you gave it away to someone else. So you have one pentacle, somebody else has 3, and somebody else has 2. We have 10 pentacles here. It's like a marriage or a long-term commitment that ended, and you were still stuck in that space for no other reason than your ego. Right? Holding on to what was, what could have been, what should have been. Feeling entitled to a certain life based on promises that were made, wedding vows, you going to college, getting your degree, social contracts. You did what you were supposed to do, and it didn't turn out the way you expected it to. And so you kept holding on to it, hoping that you made the right decision initially and it would resurrect itself. The opportunity would return. And, it would prove that you were correct. You were vindicated. You wanted vindication by way of this reconciliation or renewed career or something that will come back, and it's not going to come back. You're realizing that now. And it's not, I think you're realizing because you want to be happy. You don't want to feel like this anymore. You don't want to feel lost or sad or miserable. You're tired of feeling like this. You want to be free. Clarify the Princess of Wands and the Strife card. You want to be free. You're fighting for your freedom. So you're getting out of this depression and this sadness. Clarify the Princess of Wands, please. We have Justice, Libra energy. Marriage, relationships, fairness. You could have felt like something was not fair. The Fool card. We do have the scales here, the Justice, and the Material Success card. Venus energy. Six of Pentacles is Taurus, and this is Libra. That duality, that in conjunction. You guys have a wonky relationship with money and interpersonal relationships. There's something about it that's not balanced. Taurus represents our personal possessions, material things, practical efforts, consistency, stability. Libra is more about like communication and harmony and like, what's the word I'm looking for? Refinement. Refinement through comparison and contrasting. It was like you kept comparing yourself to other people based on what they had and what you had. So you could not move on from the situation because you could not reconcile the idea of having less than the people that you were comparing yourself with or comparing yourself to. So for example, somebody, has a great career and they're comparing themselves to their siblings or their friends or their classmates who may have good careers or not, right? But something happens. The pandemic happens, or there's some sort of furlough or downsizing, and you lose this job. And instead of looking for a whole new job or like just starting over, you're waiting for this old opportunity to come back, this old lifestyle to come back, because you are still using the idea of what this represented to compare with other people or compete against other people. So it's like this job represented a big part of your identity. It was who it represented you. It gave you validation. And when it was taken away from you, you felt invalidated. Hence the Five of Cups. I can't even see a future for myself. I don't know who I am anymore. And I'm holding on to what was, because it's like you being attached to the past gives you a sense of validation that makes you feel like you're still competing with the people who you are comparing yourself with or comparing yourself to or with. I'm getting my prepositions wrong these days. I don't know why, but yeah, the people you're comparing yourself to, it's like you're thinking about your relationship to them or how they're going to see you or what they're doing with their lives and what they have, what they don't have. And it's like, as long as you can say, I was married before, or I used to work here, it gives you some sort of status or esteem that you can use to feel like you're good enough to be around certain people, or that you are on their level, or they can't look down on you, or like you're worthy. You're using this opportunity, this relationship, this job to feel validated. And then when it was snatched away from you, you refused to let it go because it was how you felt like you could connect with other people. Like, I'm just like you guys. I'm just as good as you are. I have a good job too. I have a great career also. I have money too. I'm married also. So now you should accept me as one of your own. I'm good enough because I have what you have. So as long as I'm refusing to let that go, I still have that. I'm still a part of that community, right? I'm still an ex-wife or a wife. I'm still working for this particular, corporation. I still have that status as an ex. This is an ex-employee, a former employee at Google, or former, NFL player, or this ex-wife or ex-husband. As long as you can say I'm an ex, this is a form of that, you're still attached to that identity. And you're using that to compare yourself against other people or compete in some way. Not compete like in a negative sense, but like to say, to give yourself value also. And you didn't want to let it go because you feel like if you did let it go, you would have no value. Like your life meant nothing. And now you can't, you're invisible to these people in your mind. Or they can render you invisible or not good enough for them. This is status oriented. Emperor, earthly pleasure, Six of Pentacles. You lost your status in some way in your mind by losing this opportunity, this career, this relationship, a marriage. You lost some sort of status that was associated with it. And that's why you lingered in this space for so long. It's been gone. But I think now you're waking up to the reality of like new possibilities. Yo, I can make an even better life for myself. I can earn even more money, or have a better life as far as like lifestyle and freedom and contentment. I can have a healthier marriage or relationship with myself. I can be the happiness that I'm looking for. I can embody or exemplify the value that I'm looking for other people to give me by way of them acknowledging and approving of my accomplishments. So I need you to, it's like I need you to see me as good enough to be a part of your club or your clique or your crew. This could be somebody with like a Chiron in the 11th house, the North Node in the 11th house in some way, Saturn in the 11th house, somebody who wants approval. This could be like an Aquarius, someone a rising sign. So it's like somebody feels like they got kicked out of the club of life, like this popular club where everybody was lit and happy and successful and educated and popping. And when you lost these opportunities, or you were kind of pulled away from it for a variety of reasons, you held on to the idea of what they were because it still gave you a sense of identity that you could attach to say that, yeah, I used to do this too. I'm not some loser or whatever. I'm not like one of them, right? I was a wife before. I had my own business before. I used to be successful. So I'm not like the losers. I'm not like the failures. I'm not like them. You're afraid of the people who you once associated with seeing you the way that you see people in your position, or you saw people in your position. That's why you were holding on to the past for so long. You don't want to be associated with the losers or the people who lost in life, who failed to launch or succeed in something, never got married, single mothers, whatever, right? Not good careers, or not having your own home, something like that. You don't want to be associated with the dregs of society. You could have come from humble beginnings, and now you've worked really hard to get to a certain level, but something was taken away from you, Ten of Swords, by betrayal. And you held on to that betrayal because you did not want to be associated with the people who never made it in the first place, right? You never made, quote unquote, made it. Never been married, never had a good career, never made six figures, never had anything. You didn't want to be associated with those people because the people who you're looking for approval from or seeking validation from have that attitude. And you know, because you were once a part of that clique. You were once one of them. Now you're not one of them anymore. But your path is I think the path that you're currently on is a lot more affirming, a lot more rewarding emotionally, spiritually, and even financially. But it took you a long time to turn around and see your future. At some point, you could not see a future or your future. You just was kind of lost in this darkness. And you're waking up to the reality of like these new possibilities. It's almost like seeing color again. Everything is colorful. You're starting to smell certain things again. Your senses are awakening. Venus, Taurus, love, smells, tastes, textures, happiness, joy, heart chakra. So Venus is definitely here. Multiple times. This is Taurus energy. This is Libra energy, and this is Libra energy. Clarify the Queen of Swords and the Ruin card, please. Yeah, 8 of Wands, swiftness, Sagittarius, and the 7 of Cups, illusory success, right? So you felt validated by what you had, who you were associated with, who you were married to, how much money you made. And when you lost it quickly, overnight almost, when you lost it, it was like you lost yourself. And you kept holding on to what it was, or what was, because that made you were still part of the club. You were still a part of the I was married club, or I was successful club, or I had money club, or I have a degree club. You were still a part of that club. And so you held on to like the loss because it was like a ghost or a vestige, or like this, I don't want to say effigy. I don't even want to say it could have been a fetish. And I don't mean fetish like in a sexual sense. It could be like something you objectified and gave life to. Basically, your career, your relationship was something that had died, that was not living. You gave life to it by focusing on it and giving it energy. And you were trying to like recreate something or reincarnate something or reanimate something that had been long gone. You're realizing that now. Pluto is in Aquarius. You're seeing that, I've given my power away to this effigy, to this ghost, to this fetish, to this voodoo doll, to this idea, to this dream that's not real. I've given my power away. And now you're taking it back by way of changing your perspective about the situation that you're in, or the circumstance you're in. Spirit guides, I need some more insight, please, for the collective. So congratulations to you for that, because this was a long journey. Could have been through a lot of depression. Like, not just depression, like grief, the dark night of the soul, just absolute abject sorrow and just mourning what was, not only what was, but what it represented for you as a part of your identity. There's the ego death here. Spirit guide, some more insight, please, for the collective. Why is this so, it's all over the place. A lot of scattered energy. 7 of Cups, illusory success. And it disappeared because it wasn't real. It wasn't grounded in anything except ego. Animal bond. Stand up for all animals. Okay. You guys gonna be getting an animal? One more, please. Stand up for all animals. Animals. Pets. Virgo, 6th house. Animals. Stand up for all animals. One more, please. That's a strange card. You guys may be getting a pet. You may be adopting a pet. Cat, dog, rat, mouse. Gratitude was in reverse, but I'll turn it upright. Illusion, again, face the truth. That was reversed. I turned it upright. Face your fears. Yeah, there's a fear of walking away from this old life because you felt validated by what it brought you. And now, if you walk into this new life without, you feel naked, exposed, vulnerable, worthless, undeserving, powerless, downtrodden, not good enough. That's how you were feeling. And it's like that's been holding you back. It's almost like somebody wants to start a business and they'll say, I'm not good enough to do this. Or somebody wants to teach. I'm not good enough to teach. Nobody want to hear me. Or somebody wants to sing. I'm not good enough to sing. You're holding yourself back. Animal bond. Animal. I mentioned unconditional love before. Did I mention unconditional love? I think I did. Animals have unconditional love for people. They don't care how much money you make. I think you may need to adopt a pet if you don't have any pets already, especially if you have like the moon in the 6th house or the moon in Virgo, Jupiter in Virgo, Venus in Virgo. You may need healing from a pet. Cat, dog, rat, mouse, squirrel, beaver. I don't know. Friendship. Nurture your friendships. Yeah, you could this is 11th house energy too. Chiron. There's like a fear of being ostracized by the group because you didn't make it or you're not meeting some sort of standard, right? Or status symbol, something. Be grateful for all you have. Nurture your friendships. I think if you adopt a pet, that will help you in some way to deal with loneliness and worthlessness. But there could be an afflicted 11th house, courtesy of the South Node or the North Node, Pluto, Saturn in the 11th house, Saturn in Aquarius, potentially Chiron in the 11th house, Chiron in Aquarius. Something like that, where you could feel like you don't measure up because you don't have the costume on anymore, the costume of the wife or the successful business person or this boss person. You felt ashamed to exist. You're getting out of that space now. You're seeing things more clearly and taking control of your life because you're tired of feeling like this. You're tired of feeling like you suck. You don't suck, and you know that now. You're gaining your confidence. Spirit guides, more insight, please, for the collective. More insight. Okay. It's reversed. Because the cards are reversed, but I'll take these anyway. As well as I ain't taking these. You know what? Let me do this over. Because I don't like this. Let me do this over. If it's meant to come out, it will come out again. Spirit guides, I need another angel message for the collective, please. An angel number for the collective as it pertains to this story. Angel number for the collective, please. It's up to you. Thank you. Queen of Swords, Ten of Swords. You're the one who put that final 10th sword in this person's back. Or this is like, okay, as an analogy, a voodoo doll. This voodoo doll represented your old life, who you used to be. And you pinned it with this final needle or this final sword to kill it, in a sense. It was a change of perspective. You had to let it go. You turned this old identity into like an entity in and of itself. You objectified it. You were worshiping at the altar of who you were or your old life. And it doesn't fit anymore. It just doesn't work. It's up to you. Moderation, patience, flow, clarity, Queen of Swords. Joy, happiness, right? Big heart, movement, 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 movement. Move forward. Make a change. Self-realization. Taking action. Unconditional love. Did I mention unconditional love earlier? I think I did. I don't remember what I'm saying as I'm channeling these messages, so I could have said earlier. But I mentioned the love of an animal too, unconditional love. It's time to put those long cherished ideas into action. You will soon come into contact with the appropriate individuals, circumstances, and resources. Eventually, you will experience joy as well as brand new opportunities. Mercury opposite Jupiter. Mercury is currently retrograde, so just give it a couple of weeks to get it together. The Mercury retrograde is going to be in effect until the 15th or 16th of December. Then we have the full moon in Gemini. So there's like a full moon conjunct Jupiter. Not Mercury, full moon opposite Mercury. When a moon makes an opposition to Mercury, there's a conflict between the head and the heart, right? What you feel and what you know. You guys have an issue with like expressing yourself emotionally, or you may be somebody who rationalizes their feelings, or you may be asked to do that, to rationalize your emotions, to look at them clearly and not see them as the reality, right? Your feelings are just what they are, feelings. They're not facts. So if you feel like a loser, that doesn't mean you're a loser. It just means that you feel this way based on how you think. So change your perspective, change your perception, and then use that change to modify your emotions in a sense. Use your thoughts to modify your emotions or to control your emotions in a healthy way, right? So for example, you have a master's degree, but for example, you're not married or whatever, right? Now you're thinking you're a loser because you're not married. Is that really the case? No, it's not. Suppose you're married, but you don't have a degree or a career. Now you're a loser, a pygmy. Is that the reality of the situation? No, it is not. That's somebody else's perception or their opinion of your life. It's irrelevant to you. It means nothing. So you have to take control over your thoughts and your emotions. Trust in the process. Get one more, please. Spirit guides, one more, and then I'll close it out. Actually, I'm going to do a chakra reading too. 4 protection. This is security. This is North Node energy. Change. Make a change. Change, rebellion, guidance, justice. The justice is also here. Truth, character, love. Get ready for the good things you've been hoping for. You were born for a higher calling, and that higher calling could not be honored in this old situation. A relationship, a career path, friendships, something had to be released and let go of. I mentioned the higher purpose. Did I mention that? I mentioned it was for a greater good, something like that. This had to be closed out. This cycle, whatever you lost, you had to let go of it because it was holding you back from your true potential. Put your energy into going towards your ambitions. And you could not go towards any ambitions because your only ambition was to get back to your old life. to the way things were. You did not see a future for yourself. So you lost your drive in some way, lost your motivation or inspiration. Put your energy into going towards your ambitions, and the universe will align itself with the Venus energy, right? This is, again, refinement. Refinement is about purifying something, beautifying something. It's a process of purification, perfection, beautification. It's like you're refining your tastes in a sense. Refinement requires discernment. It also requires like a certain level of a higher elevation of like expectations of yourself. You don't refine things that you think don't need to change. You only refine what needs to be changed. If you think your life is good as it is, then you won't change it or refine it in any way. Refinement is about change. It's about altering something to make it better. I don't think you were concerned about that. I think you were content with things the way they were. And so the universe had to take those things from you in order to refine your life in a way that aligned it with your real purpose or whatever would make you more content. I don't think you were truly happy in this old space, especially if you were comparing yourself to other people. So you're only happy being married because your other friends are married, or they're not married. You're only happy with this career because it makes you look good to somebody else. Comparison is a thief of joy. I think that the universe has forced you to refine your taste or your idea of your value by way of taking something from you. Saturn and Libra in exaltation, right? Okay. Put your energy into going towards your ambitions, and the universe will align itself to provide you with the right people, circumstances, and resources to make things happen. Portal opening, like by magic. Portals opening for you. Okay? All right, guys, if you want to order a personal reading, the links in the description box. I look forward to reading your feedback. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon.